All right. I'm Nathan Kaiser. What's your name?
My name's Cecil Lee.
Cecil Lee. Nice to meet you. What branch of service did you serve in?
United States Army.
And what wars were you part of?
Vietnam War. I went over in November 1967 and stayed till November 1968. I was with the 4th Infantry Division, and we operated our division headquarters in Pleiku, Vietnam. We had a supply base in Doc To, which was right off the Cambodian-Laos border, and we operated in the mountains up and down the Cambodian-Laos border, and we fought the full Vietnam Army from the north.
Tell me about a couple of your most memorable experiences.
Or what?
Most memorable experiences.
Oh, getting a chance to come home.
Fair enough.
Well, it was a war is war, and it's a terrible thing.
Right.
And, you go over young men or young boys, it would be long for your young men.
Right.
It's like I say, war is war.
Where all did you travel during your service?
I did basic training in Fort Bragg, North Carolina. My AIT training for Vietnam was in Fort Polk, Louisiana, and there was a place there called Tigerland, and we took training there. It was a sort of a vigorous training to go to Vietnam, and I did 8-9 weeks of that. Our training was from 5 in the morning for the first 2 weeks to 11 at night, and then we went. That's a regular day from then on. But we after that, I came home for leave, and then I went to Vietnam and stayed over there for 12 months.
Do you have any photographs with you?
Any what?
Photographs.
Yeah, I got them.
I'm going to pull them up.
How we going to show on the
Hey,
camera?
just pick the camera up.
You got the best angle.
Thank you.
That was basic there, basic training.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
This was after I went to Vietnam. Got a glare on.
It'll be alright.
That was me. That was a friend of mine, John Tucker from Kentucky. And that was Jerry Fauché from Kansas. And we didn't get a chance to get a Pepsi very often, so we were showing it off. That's a jet airstrike. You can see the jet coming in. One had just gone through and another one, and we were in this area. And you can see the smoke from the bomb there. And we had just finished combat right there. And that was a squad leader and platoon leader. And that one. That's a hobo. That's a propelled fighter. They drop bombs. They go straight up and come straight down and drop the bomb. They can drop a bomb on a dime, more accurate than the jets. They used them in World War II also. And that was your rucksack with some of your canteens of water and all your stuff. That's a grenade launcher. That's a grenade there. You can shoot out a weapon and explode. There was another hobo coming in dropping bombs. And that was a 155 howitzer gun on tracks. This was a machine gun. That was a spotter plane. You used a spotter plane to come ahead of the jets to shoot a smoke out, and if that's where you wanted the bomb to hit, you would give them the okay, and then the jets would come in behind the spotter plane and drop the bombs. This is Dean Tallman from Detroit, Michigan. And that's a M79 weapon there that shoots a grenade. Machine gun there. That's a 60 machine gun. We use those. That guy there is from Jerry Dye. He's from North Carolina. We come into the supply base and we robbed the freezer at the mess hall and got ice cream and was eating it. We never had it in the field. That was a Chinook that brought in supplies, ammunition, and also troop carrier. You could come in. In fact, I went to my company on one of those because we couldn't bring in airplanes to the airstrip because they had been mortared and dropped bombs on them and destroyed the airstrip, so they had to bring us on Chinooks. That was the mortar. That was an 81 mortar. You drop it down the tube and shoot it out. That was we were eating at the supply base. We were eating lunch or evening meal, whatever. That was our chaplain. This is a 105 gun in a fire base in the mountain. There's the way it looked out around the fire base and out in the mountains and all. That was a water. They took bamboo and knocked the ends of it off and spliced it together and run water out of the mountain out in a waterfall down to the village. And this was some of the village's houses. There was the steps. They take a log and cut steps out in it to get up off the ground where they stayed at. I'm walking across a vine bridge across the river there. In fact, there it is better. You can't see it that way. You can see it how it's put together there and all. There's some other troops that was in there. There was my squad and platoon. And this here represents how short you are to coming home. Nothing but your boots and helmet. That's letting you know you're ready to come home. And there are some more guys that was in my outfit. There was a machine gun, a Vietnamese machine gun we captured in a firefight. They brought it back to our headquarters and mounted it in concrete. And Snoopy was one of our mascot, and it says, "Through these portholes past the best trained soldiers in the world." So, yeah. What I did on the picture.
After service, did you go to work or back to school?
I did for a while in electronics, and then I left school and went to work with Carolina Power and Light. Retired with them after about 31 years, and
Did you make any close friendships while in service?
yeah. This past September, we had our 50th anniversary reunion up in Washington, D.C. And I met a lot of guys I hadn't seen in 50 years. And we did 3 wreaths up there. We did one for the unknown soldier. We did one on our division patch. And we did one at the wall for the Vietnam. We had, from 67 to 1970, in my company, there were 67 names on the wall. That was our company. And we usually run 50 to 60 men in the company. And also in our battalion headquarters, our battalion, we had a 287 on the wall from 1967 to 1970. And we had a good time together with a lot of guys. I mean, you could, I know we've been 50 years, but I mean, when you see one, you recognize it from back then. Like I said, you go in as boys, and it ain't long you're young men, you know. We had a guy in our squad, he was 26, and we called him the old man. Well, everybody else was 19 and 20 and 18. Almost the age you guys are, right?
Did your military experience influence your thinking about war?
Yeah, I had a brother that served 22 years in the military, and he stayed 22 years. And I would have, but there was some, they wouldn't promise not to go back to Vietnam. And then my wife, she was the only child, and I didn't want to stay in the military with her, not, staying away from her family so long. So that's another reason we didn't take it. I mean, I could, as far as the discipline and all, I had no problem with that, you know, in the military. In fact, I was planning on joining the military, but my brother said there was a lot going on in Vietnam not to join, so I got drafted for a year after high school. So, but I mean, as far as the military, I mean, I was glad to serve after I got in and everything. I was glad to serve, and but I still have friends I talked to that was in Vietnam with me, and I made E5 sergeant, and I came to Fort Campbell, Kentucky, and finished out about 9 months out there. My wife and I, Carolyn, we stayed over there in Fort Campbell, Kentucky until I left the military.
How did your military service shape the person you are today?
I think it made a better person, you know, which I was familiar with discipline because I grew up on the farm and your dad was always in charge. And so that didn't bother me too much, but you learn a lot. You learn to be respectful, and it makes a good adult to be in the military. And they didn't pay a lot back then. They paid us $87 a month to go in the service. We got $13 a month extra for being overseas. You got an extra $75 a month for being in a combat zone, and your life insurance for $10,000. That was in 1967. So,
is there anything else you want to add to the interview? Is there anything else you want to add?
I'm glad I've served, and
Well, thank you for serving.
I'm glad to serve. Thank you.
All right.
That it?